Hello everyone, my name is O'Neill and today we're going to talk about the last two chapters in Ender's Game written by author Scott Card. The last two chapters focus more on what Scott Card was trying to relate to us. I think that, he was trying to show how the humans react and how they react to different species and towards each other. The last two chapters kind of shows us that, and especially the entire book too. So in chapter 14 we see when Mizraim was introduced and Ender was taught by him how the buggards react and how they communicate. Now it's important to know that the buggards, they don't communicate as humans do. They communicate it through the mind. Once the queen thinks it or someone else thinks it, everyone knows it. Now it's important to know that the book also said that, if the buggards were able to communicate with the humans, they probably wouldn't have attacked us. They may have attacked us by accident, not knowing what type of life form was on the earth. And we can relate that to humans nowadays, as we go away to different planets and Mars with our technology, we may not know what's there. The species, the organisms that are there we may not be able to identify them. They may be invisible or something else and we just can't see them. But yet we're going to their planet and what's to stop them from attacking us? So that's the way we could think about it too. But we do have a right, they do have a right to attack back because we are going on their planet, same as if the buggers were coming to Earth. Now we can't get too mad about it because that's just how it is. And we can see that during this how the humans react. They lie, cheat, and they do all this to Ender so that he could win the war. Although they're thinking on a different level, the reason why they're doing this is, to save the whole Earth. But they do this in a manner that, it's wrong, it's not good. It's degrading Ender. In the 14th chapter, they lied to Ender, telling him that he's going to do some more simulations and it would be his last one. And not telling him that, it's the real thing that's going on. Ender in his mind thinking that it's just a simulation, and once he's done with it. But he was putting himself and his other friends in danger also by going to war in space, thinking it was a simulator, and no one telling him he's a Rackham or Garth. They all lied to him. But that's just how the human race is. And especially when after Ender won the war and everything, and the world as a whole did not have a threat, an external threat, everyone internal started to fight against each other. Just like the human race, since they have no common enemy, they're just gonna fight with each other. And why is the human race like that? They always need to be fighting, and that's exactly what Scott Card is trying to show us in the last two chapters. And also in the last chapter, you could see when Ender was in court with Graf and he was being tried for the death of Stilson and Bonzo. They were like thinking he was a murderer or killer, and they didn't think about the other queen too. He murdered, and the other thousands of buggers he murdered. The humans didn't put that on their level, which they're kind of right to. They're not classified as a human, but they're still another life form. And they wanted to try Ender for killing Stilson and Bonzo, but he was doing this to protect himself. That's why it happened. Now next is that the human race, as Scott Card tried to show us, is not the best, and they don't think about stuff. For example, when they went to the new planet, they were colonizing and everything, and the other colonization was on its way, and Ender saw that's where he met the new queen, and he saw how her version of the story, that she didn't mean to attack the Earth, and she left she gave a cocoon, and that was the last queen, and she was asking him to keep it safe so that when it hatches or whatever, that they could start a new life and everything. But this whole last two chapters shows us that the humans, they're constantly fighting, stealing, cheating, and trying to get what they want by taking advantage of persons. And that's what I see the last two chapters as. And Oscar, he wrote this in the past and it's the future now, and it kind of related to, if you think about, like, if you watch even other movies and stuff and present day values with wars and stuff like that, you see the same exact thing happening. Once like someone doesn't have a common enemy anymore, they start to fight with each other, trying to get their resources from them. Same way they're trying to fight to get Ender away from the Americans or whoever. They're trying to fight to keep him to himself. Now, my opinion is that, the book was good, wasn't bad. Still could have been more improvement, but you just have to think about it and understand what Scott Card was trying to present to us. And, in previous chapters we see the same thing going on and on about lying, deceit, and cheating, and that's just like what the human race is about. I'm not saying that we're all bad people and we can't change from it, but, we need to do better. And also, we're humans, we could do better because, Ender is doing good and he's trying to do good. And that's just what I think the book was trying to teach us in the last 2 chapters. And that's what I inferred from it, and I hope you guys inferred that too. Thank you.